So let us talk about information retrieval. So information retrieval, there are various things which we need to see. First is relevance ranking using terms, relevance using hyperlinks, and synonyms, homonyms, and ontologies, indexing of our documents, and measuring retrieval effectiveness, web search engines, information retrieval, and structured data and directories. So all these are actually part of information retrieval. So what are information retrieval systems? IR in short. This system use simpler data model than database systems. So there is a difference between database systems and information retrieval systems. The information are organized as a collection of documents, and documents are unstructured, so there is no schema as such. So in information retrieval, locate relevant documents on the basis of user input such as keywords or example documents or formation of words, formation of sentences. Uh, for example, finding document containing the word database systems. This is a kind of information retrieval. And this can be used even on textual descriptions provided with non-textual data such as images. So images can also be the output if the input is some text or some combination of text. Web search engines, they are also the most familiar example of this IR or information retrieval systems. And this is by far the most important thing which is going on, because everyone knows Google, and there is some or the other way in which people are trying to find out and develop various algorithm which is much more faster. This is a difference from database system. This IR system don't deal with transactional updates. This is including concurrency control and recovery, because for database system it is very important to have a concurrency control and recovery. Database systems, they deal with structured data with schemas that define the data organization, while we don't have this structured data or any schema in information retrieval system. You have unstructured data and without any schema data. This IR system deal with some querying issues not generally addressed by database system. So approximate searching by keywords, this is not taken care by database management system or DBMS. So ranking of retrieve answers by estimated degree of relevance, this is also not taken care by DBMS. DBMS, what is stored is what is given back. So keyword search. In full text retrieval, all the words in each documents are considered to be keywords. Like in Google, you write something and that is the full text. So we use the word term to refer to the words in the document. Information retrieval system, typically they allow query expression formed using some keywords like with some connectives like and, or not. These ands are implicit even if it is not explicitly specified. Then coming to ranking of documents are actually basis of estimated relevance to a query. It is critical. For example, this relevance ranking is based on few factors like term frequency, how many times that term has come, means frequency of occurrence of that keyword which is been asked and that is present in the document. Inverse document frequency means how many documents the query keyword occurs in. It means fewer, this give more importance to the keyword. And hyperlinks to document, more links to the document is more important. If there are various links to that particular document, and we have seen so many links on the background, that document is relevant. There are various terms used in this relevance ranking. For this, we have TF-IDF, that is term frequency and inverse document frequency ranking, TF-IDF. Let us take this ND as the number of terms in the document D, right? This ND is the number of documents in this D, number of terms in this document D. And NDT is the number of occurrence of the term T in the document D. So what is the relevance of the document D to any term T? This is given by TF dt. This is given by log 1 plus this NDT by ND. So the log factor is to just avoid excessive weight to these frequent terms. And relevance of document to query this is given by R. This is relevance of document to any query is given by sigma, this term which belongs to Q, and TF by NT, number of these terms in this T, right? Number of terms which this document has. And most systems is add to the above model. This is the model we just discussed. And words that occur in title, author list, section heading, etc., they are given more importance. And word whose first occurrence is late in the document are given lower importance. So very common words such as a, and, the, it, they can be eliminated. And these are called the stop words. Right? These are the stop words. There is also called one thing called proximity. So if keywords in query occur close to this document, the document has higher importance than if they occur far apart, right? So there is the proximity concept also. And documents are written in decreasing order of relevance. Means first the most relevant will come, then the other one will be relevant but less relevant than this. And this is how the result will be outputted. So usually only top few documents are written, not all. Now we have this another retrieval called similarity based retrieval. Similarity based retrieval. This similarity based retrieval, this retrieve documents which is similar to a given document. Means similar may be defined on the basis of some common words. For example, if we want to find k terms in A with highest TF dt by NT, we have just seen that, and use these terms to find the relevance of other documents. We have relevance feedback also. This is similarity that can be used to define answer set to keyword query. That is, the user selects a few relevant documents from those retrieved by keyword query. A system finds that documents similar to this. We also have this vector space model. So we define n-dimensional space where n is the number of words in the document set. Let me tell you again. In this vector space model, we define an n-dimensional space. And what is n in this? N is the number of words in the document set. So vector this vector for document D, this goes from origin to a point whose ith coordinate is again this value. So the cosine of the angle between the vectors, of two documents is used as a measure of their similarity. Now relevance using hyperlink. There are various ways I'm trying to suggest there are to find out the relevance. One is the hyperlink. So number of documents related or relevant to a query can be enormous if only term frequencies are taken into account. They will be humongous, huge. So now we are using term frequency makes spamming easy. For example, a travel agency can add many occurrences of word travel to its page to make it rank very high. So most of the time people are looking for pages from popular sites. What is the idea? Use popularity of website, means how many people visit it, to rank site pages that match given keywords. The problem is how to find actual popularity of the site, how to get. But the solution is here. The solution is to use number of hyperlinks to a site as a measure of popularity or prestige of the site. That is why you're trying to use the number of hyperlinks. This count only one hyperlink from each site. No, only one hyperlink from each site, and the popularity measure is for site, not for individual page. Please remember, not for individual page. But most hyperlinks are to root of site. Also, concept of site difficult to define since the URL prefix like this particular contains many unrelated pages of varying popularity. So there can be refinements. So when computing this prestige based on links to a site, we give more weight to links from sites that themselves have high prestige. Right? The definition is actually circular. So we set up and solve system of simultaneously linear equations. And above idea is the basis of Google PageRank ranking mechanism, right? This is how Google ranks the system. So connections to social networking theories that rank prestige of people. For example, the president of USA has a high prestige since many people know him, and someone known by multiple prestigious people has high prestige. Also, we have hub and authority based ranking. What is this? The hub is that page that stores link of many pages or a certain topic, and the authority is a page that contains actual information on a topic. Right? Hub which stores links to many pages. Authority that contains actual information on a topic. So each page gets a hub prestige based on prestige of authority that it points to, hub prestige, and each page also gets authority prestige which is based on prestige of hubs that points to it. Again, prestige definition are acyclic and that can be got by solving linear equations. So again, like this, we have simultaneous linear equation that we are solving. And this using authority prestige when ranking answers to a query. We are using authority prestige. Now synonyms and homonyms. What are these? Let us take an example. Document motorcycle repair, query motorcycle maintenance. This need to realize that the maintenance and repair are synonyms. So system can extend query as motorcycle and repair or maintenance, right? These are same. They have to give a same pages for the to the user. Homonyms also. Homonyms. What is homonyms? Example. For example, the object has a different meaning as noun or verb, but this can disambiguate meaning from the context. So extending queries automatically using synonyms can be problematic, but we need to understand intended meaning in order to infer synonyms or verify synonym with user. And synonyms may have other meanings as well. There is also a concept-based query. The approach is for each word determine the concept it represents from the context. So use one or more ontologies like a hierarchical structure showing relationship between the concept, or is a relationship that we saw or that we know in this entity relationship model. So this approach can be used to standardize the terminology in a specific field, and ontologies that can link multiple languages as well. So this is the foundation of the semantic web, this concept based querying. Now indexing of documents. An inverted index map such as for any keyword ki to a set of document si means this is keyword, this is s, this is a set of documents that contain the keyword. Documents are identified by these identifier. So inverted index, they may record keyword location within document, this to allow proximity based ranking, or counts of number of occurrence of keyword to compute this tf. We have already seen tf. And operation, this finds document that contain all of k1, that means s1 intersection s2. Also OR operation can be done, means k1 k2 are there, means you do the union, means you have document set of document s1 intersection s2, or rather union. So each this set of documents si is kept sorted to allow efficient intersection union by merging. Not can also be efficiently implemented by merging of this sorted list. How to measure the retrieval effectiveness? Now we have learned the way of retrieval, but how to measure them? So in this information system saves space by using index structure that support only approximate retrieval. So many results in false negative, means false drop. Some relevant documents may not be retrieved, or false positive. That means some irrelevant documents may be retrieved. False negative and false drop. So for many applications, a good index should not permit any false drops, but may permit a few false positive. So this is very important. Relevant documents, some relevant documents may not be retrieved. If you are asking for documents and they are not retrieved, this is not good. There are relevant performance metrics also, like precision recall. Precision is what? What percentage of the retrieved documents are actually relevant to what you have queried for. And what is recall? What percentage of the document relevant to the query was actually retrieved? What percentage of the documents? Then this recall versus precision. What are these? This can increase recall by retrieving many documents. But many irrelevant documents would be fetched, reducing precision. This measuring of retrieval effectiveness, recall as a function of number of document fetch, and precision as a function of recall. So equivalently as a function of number of document fetched. So for example, if we talk that precision of 75% at recall of 50%, we say like this: 60% at a recall of 75%. Now the problem is which documents are really relevant and which are not. We have web search engines now. Web crawlers are those programs that locate and gather information on the web, www. So recursively follow hyperlink present in known documents to find the other documents. And this starts from a seed set of documents, I mean initial pre-fetched documents. And fetched documents are handed over to an indexing system. This can be discarded after indexing or stored as a cache copy, depending upon the system. Now, crawling the entire web would take a very large amount of time. So, how to do it? Search engine typically cover only a part of web, not all of it. This is very important. That is, we have the concept of meta search engines now, and this takes months to perform a single crawl. So, crawling is done by multiple processes or multiple machine running in parallel. And this set of links to be crawled stored in a database, and new links found in this crawled pages added to this set, so to be crawled later. And indexing process also runs on multiple machines. This creates a new copy of index instead of modifying the old index. And this old index is used to answer the queries. So after a crawl is completed, we have a new index, which has become now an old index. Also, we have multiple machines which are used to answer queries. This index may be kept in memory, and queries may be routed to different machines for actual load balancing. Now, information retrieval and this structured data. This information retrieval system originally treated document as a collection of words only. So, information extraction system, they infer structure from documents. For example, extraction of house attribute from any text advertisement, and extraction of topic and people name from a new article. So now relations or XML structure they use to store extracted data. So system seeks connection among data to answer queries, and they are question answering system also. Now coming to directories. Storing related document together in a library facilitates browsing. So user can see only or not only requested document but also related ones. Browsing is facilitated by a classification system that actually organizes locally or logically related documents together. These are the logically related documents. So organization is hierarchical, means classification hierarchy is there. This is an example of the classification hierarchy for a library system. You have books can be science, engineering, fiction. Now science can be computer science has algorithm has graph theory. So this classification DAG, that is directed acyclic graph, these documents can reside in multiple places in a hierarchy in an information retrieval system. So since physical location is not important, so classification hierarchy is by this DAG, directed acyclic graph, like this. This is again a graph which I just showed you. So classification DAG for a library, this is a information retrieval system. Now we have this web directories. So web directory is just a classification directory on a web page. This is nothing but a classification directory on a web page. For example, Yahoo directory, Open Directory project. What are the issues? What should the directory hierarchy be? Now you are given a document, what nodes of the directory are categories which are relevant to the document. And these are often done manually. Classification of documents into hierarchy may be done based on term similarity. So this was a basic idea about information retrieval.